School committee member Jennifer Suss admitted to those gathered at the school enrollment meeting she's had to reframe her thinking. The school overcrowding is a challenge, not a crisis.
And it's really a challenge in both the worst and also the best sense of the term. Many of the options that we're considering involve changing the present model in some way. And that is why it's so important to hear your thoughts, your concerns, and your questions.
Before breaking out into groups, School Superintendent Kathleen Bodie went over the numbers. Elementary schools growing now and concentrated in East Arlington, and the middle and high schools running out of space down the line.
Here is the middle school. Again, you can see that it's been, up and down, but not seriously so. But starting this year, 2015 to 2020, we're going to see an uptick of about 200 students, and then in the next 5 years, another 100 students. This is the high school. You can see that by 2025, we're expecting to see over 1,600 students. And very likely, if we move forward with the high school, we may see more students than predicted.
With those numbers in mind, participants went to work in a visioning exercise meant to determine what the town values most about its schools. Neighborhood schools and small class sizes coming out on top. When it came to specifics on how to keep those values in light of the growth is where concerns came in.
Some other issues that came up is, again, this willingness to pay for the things that we want for our children and not split up the elementary schools. And the fact that modulars, while okay on a short-term basis, are not a permanent solution for a long-term problem.
We saw some difference of opinion, to put it mildly, in the Gibbs question. I mean, we saw a lot of people who felt that it needed to be an educational facility, only something for the Arlington Public Schools to operate, and others who felt that the way it is now is excellent value to the towns. Our groups talked about different ways to use space around town. We talked about the crusher lots, which was the wooded area behind the middle school. We talked about building up, not out. We talked about using storefront space and available space that isn't currently being used for anything.
The School Enrollment Task Force will now consider what came out of the meeting. Member Jeff Thielman explaining it's that committee's job to ask the tough questions.
We are tasked with gathering as much information we can about the enrollment situation in the town, analyzing all data, looking at a variety of different options, looking at the costs of those options, and then making a recommendation to town meeting.
The town could then go to voters for a debt exclusion to pay for any school expansion. Officials are hoping the Massachusetts School Board Authority will approve an application for state funds to rebuild the high school. That would help alleviate any costs to the town. That decision is expected January 27th. Brenda Mahoney, Arlington Public News.